What an absolutely incredible, insane game of football we have just witnessed. Inter Milan versus Barcelona. Oh my goodness. After the first leg, I didn't think anything would match up to that. 3-3, thrilling in every way possible. And then today, 4-3 to Inter Milan to send them to the Champions League final, which makes this the highest scoring semi-final in Champions League history. Just take that in for a second. If you're a fan of the sport, if you're a fan of football, a game like tonight's is what it is all about. We saw every element of football that we want. Inter Milan with a disgustingly good comeback when they looked down and out. Barcelona with a fantastic comeback when I thought they were down and out. 2-0 down at the San Siro and they managed to pull it back. You've got Inzaghi going mental on the line. One of the oldest players to ever score in the Champions League, a centre-back, getting his first ever European goal to pull it back at home against Barcelona. I'm going to talk a little bit more about all the goals and what happened in the game individually, but I just want to breathe it in for a second. The San Siro is one of the most legendary stadiums in the world, and tonight proved exactly why. I remember a couple of years back they were talking about demolishing it and building a brand new one. We do not need a new San Siro. Those Inter fans were there tonight. They were showing up, and it is just an iconic ground that's produced another iconic match. Condolences to Barcelona, because Barcelona were fantastic for periods of tonight's game. I'd say the game as a whole very much was two halves. Inter Milan in the first half struggled a little bit, but defended really well against Barcelona's passing play and just counter-attacked them. Inter were the better team in the first half because they just managed to find a way in multiple times, which led to them going into halftime 2-0 up. And let's talk a little bit about these goals. I've got some notes here, right? But there's that many different notes that it's actually going to be a mission to find where the goals are. But the first goal comes as Martinez gets an easy ball played across to him in the box. Dumfries, it literally took one pass to cut the entire Barcelona defence open. Dumfries gets it, plays it across to Martinez, who slots it into an open net. I'd love to see him in the Premier League one day. I mean, I don't know why he'd leave Inter because he's been doing very well in the Serie A for many years. So that makes it 1-0 to Inter. And then the second goal comes through a penalty, which there was a lot of confusion about in the moment. Martinez again gets the ball in the box, and Cabrassi, who is only 18 years of old, puts in a crunching tackle. Got to admit, watching it live, I thought that he'd won the ball. Watching the VAR replays, it was very clear, very smart play from Martinez, who just manages to get his foot in the ball. So Cabrassi does definitely go through his ankle in order to get the ball. Definitely a penalty, and it's tucked away very nicely. And that makes it 2-0. At this point, I'm like, well, it's at the San Siro. Inter did this last game. Surely they've learned from the mistakes and they won't do it again. We go on to the second half, and Barcelona just come out looking like a completely different team. The way they're passing the ball around, the pressure on Inter Milan. There was a period for about 20 minutes where I don't even know if Inter Milan touched the ball for more than 2 passes. And to do that to one of the best teams in Europe has to be commended. Barcelona were fantastic in this period. The 2 fullbacks linked up to make it 2-1, a fantastic volley home. A few minutes later, the fullbacks linked up again, and it produced a fantastic save from Sommer, who today saved Inter on a fair few occasions, especially in added time. He had a fantastic shot that was saved against Lamine Yamal, who was trying to curl it into the far corner. Sommer deserves a lot of respect today. He produced some amazing saves. But then what did make it 2-2 was a Dani Olmo header, another assist for the Barcelona left back. Don't know his name off the top of my head, but a lovely, lovely cross into the box. Dani Olmo, who I actually think was one of the weaker links for Barcelona in this tie. He seemed to give the ball away a fair bit and wasn't really involved in a lot of the positive movements, but he did manage to get a goal, which made it 2-2. And then there was a big shout for a Barcelona penalty. Yamal is running through into the box. Mkhitaryan comes in with a big crunching tackle. Referee awards a penalty, but then VAR overturn it. deem that the foul was outside the box and that it's only a free kick. I thought this was a really hard one to judge because the foul definitely starts outside the box, but it does continue into the box. Mkhitaryan is still in contact with Yamal into the penalty area. So I can see why Barcelona fans would be a little bit upset about that one, but not too long after that, Rafinha steps up and makes it 3-2. I thought this was it. I genuinely thought this was the end of the game. It's been so hectic. This was in like the 90th minute or something. I can't remember. But it was so hectic. And Rafinha has a shot. Sommer saves it, bounces back to Rafinha, half volley, plants it into the bottom corner of the net. And I thought, that's it. He's won the Ballon d'Or. Barcelona are going to the final. There's no way that they don't win it after a performance like this. Rafinha looks like the man. A great finish on his second attempt. But then Inter just come alive. After doing practically nothing for the entire half, they just start attacking Barcelona. And then Akrebe, the 37-year-old centre-back with his first ever European goal. Wow. What a moment. What a moment for him at that age. What a moment for Inter Milan fans. What a moment just to witness. And it was a great finish as well. The ball's put across the box and he just managed to get a little foot on it and guide it into the net. I was truly shocked. That wasn't even it. In the 95th minute, Yamal got a one-on-one, but the shot was pretty poor, straight at the keeper, and that took us to the end of normal time. I feel like I am yapping, by the way. I'm so sorry if this video is a little bit all over the place because so much happened in this game. It's quite hard for me to even remember exactly what or in exactly what order these things happened. Please do hit like and subscribe as well, by the way. If you've reached it to this point in the video, you must be a football fan. I'd really appreciate it if you could hit those buttons. But we go in to extra time. The first section was pretty cagey, to be honest. The first 5-10 minutes, not much was going on. And then all of a sudden, Inter Milan 4-3 to them at the San Siro. Frattesi, who seemed to have all day in the box. There was some great hold-up play from Thuram in the build-up, who manages to just keep the hold of the ball while there's a lot of pressure on him. 3 or 4 Barcelona defenders or midfielders around him, circling, trying to win the ball. Gets it in the box, a lovely little layoff to Frattesi. And it was just like time stopped. He had time to take a little touch, have a look up, wait for a Barcelona defender to slide and just slot it into the bottom corner. And the scenes in the stadium are unmatched. Imagine the joy in that moment. I've already seen a clip on Twitter of some of the Inter fans that left when it went 3-2. They will have missed one of the best days and best couple of moments of their lives. Serves them right for leaving when there's still 5 minutes left of a Champions League semi-final, given how hectic it had already been. But what a sad, sad time. And then we go into half-time. In extra time, Barca in the second half throw absolutely everything at it. As I alluded to earlier, the best chance for them was that Yamal chance, but it was a fantastic save from Sommer. And that was about all she wrote. I say all she wrote, but genuinely that was one of the most enthralling, one of the most exciting games of football I've ever watched in my life. I don't know if I'll ever watch a Champions League game that is that entertaining. 7-6 on aggregate is just truly insane. Inter Milan definitely deserve to go through. Having watched that, I'm not bothered who goes through out of PSG and Arsenal. I hope that Inter Milan go on and win this tournament in Munich because they certainly deserve to. The fight that they showed today, having been 2-0 up, going all the way to 3-2 down at home, you felt that energy get sucked out the stadium to then pull that back to 4-3. Inzaghi, what a manager, what a squad, what a team. I just love it. This is what this game's all about. And if you have enjoyed this video, please do remember to hit like and subscribe. We're quickly approaching 1,000 subscribers. I'm sure we'll be there very soon and you can help in that journey. Catch you again soon. Peace.